Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mitch. Good Monday morning to you all. I hope you guys are feeling well out there this morning and having a great start to your Labor Day. And happy Labor Day, by the way. And we're all appreciative of everybody who have served, who continues to serve, and we're all very thankful for you. So I just want to definitely put that in the beginning of my video, and always praying for you guys who are serving and who have served. And we're just, like I said, very, very, very thankful to have you serve our country and just anybody who serves in general out in the world. So I got you an update on the tropics. I got you an update what's going to happen with the weather today, as I'm expecting some pretty active weather in regards to flooding. A lot of people under flood watches this morning. So we're going to talk about that too. We're going to give you an update on the tropics, what's going on with Earl, which was a big topic in last night's video. And we're going to try to figure this out for you guys. If you guys have not subscribed, certainly consider doing that. Like the video if you like it. I appreciate the ongoing support. Your love is certainly appreciated. And I just always want to mention that. If you guys got anything that I can pray about, pray over, please put it in the comments below. It gives me an opportunity to pray over it, and it gives others an opportunity to do so too. So let's get rocking here. Take a look at the satellite. What's going on? Well, this is Earl. Earl's looking pretty good this morning. It's taking advantage of a very favorable time of the day. It's called diurnal maximum. It's basically when there's a period where it can be intense convection and sometimes some decent strengthening with these tropical systems. You got Hurricane Danielle, which is a category, well, still a category 1 hurricane, but it's stronger. It's a 90-mile-per-hour hurricane, doing pretty well out there in the North Atlantic. And Earl is starting to move due north now. So we'll see how much strengthening it does before it tries to get kind of close to Bermuda, which is right where my cursor is. So we'll watch that. And then we just got a big-time moist flow that's affecting a lot of the eastern U.S. We'll talk about that also. The actual update from the Hurricane Center. This is per the 2 a.m. update, but per 2 a.m. this is a 50-mile-per-hour storm. This might get upgraded. It might stay around the same. 90-mile-per-hour Hurricane Danielle way up here in the North Atlantic. And then now we have a 30% chance for this tropical wave to develop into a depression or storm within the next 5 days. So we'll certainly watch out for that. And here's the latest update from Earl. It's still expected to become a major hurricane, but maybe saying maybe not till around Friday evening, Saturday now. But we'll watch. Expected to become a hurricane as early as Tuesday evening to, well, most likely won't become a hurricane. It looks like they backed up the timeline to around Wednesday in general. Last night I mentioned Tuesday. But I think it's just going to continue to deal with some unfavorable conditions right into here as it's moving north. So we'll watch it for sure. But right now, as you can tell, the cone of uncertainty is heading away from land. But there's still some wild model runs. We'll talk about that in this video. But I want to remind y'all, if y'all really want to know what's driving the craziness with Earl, watch last night's video. Nothing's really changed as far as what's driving and as far as ridging of high pressure, troughing, what steers this. It'll be a great kind of, I guess, learner, if you will, of figuring out why these stall, why they get pushed way one or the other, and sometimes why they get pushed back west in these certain situations. But Bermuda can certainly still needs to keep an eye on this. Nothing has changed for that. No confidence has decreased that it won't affect Bermuda. None has really increased. It stayed about the same, but I can tell you're a little bit deeper into the cone of uncertainty now. Today, as far as severe weather, not really expecting a severe weather day. There will be a chance for some severe storms in the middle of Texas, but outside of that, just a general risk of storms. The big issue today is flooding. You got a slight risk that extends all the way from Atlanta, Georgia to Boston, Mass. And then you got a very small section right here that has a moderate risk of flooding. That is at least a 40% chance of flash flood guidance being met. So you got to take it serious today, guys. Flooding is going to be a big risk. And I'm really watching, even areas in the southern Appalachian Mountains that certainly need to watch out for. Sorry, guys, I had a call right in the middle of the video. Guys, I just keep it real with you and just keep it, if there's a call, I got to take it. That was actually the plumber, so he'll be here in about an hour. So anyways, let's keep it rolling here and try to get this video done. But there is a risk of flooding today, like I just mentioned. And you can tell here, you got your watches and warnings. Flood watches up, literally all the way from Birmingham, Alabama, all the way to southern Maine. It just tells you that, hey, there is going to be the atmospheric factors there to promote to just rain going over the same area. So we need to pay attention to this today. It could be a storyline by the time we get towards the end of the day, and just need to be mindful of flooding. As far as showers and storms to the southeast, we'll watch this today, but you can tell the epicenter of these showers and storms going over the same areas with this stalled front. is really going to be centered over northern Alabama into northern Georgia, and then the southern Appalachians, southern Appalachian Mountains of North Carolina and Tennessee, and then into Virginia, West Virginia. These rains will continue to go over the same areas, and they might ooze a little bit further east and try to get into areas of the Carolinas. I know here in my location here in Columbia, we haven't gotten a lot of rain lately. The NAM's a little different. The NAM shows it also, but it has some rounds of showers and storms a little bit further east into South Carolina and North Carolina later this afternoon in the way of some storms. So it evolves a little bit differently. It shows more storms certainly further east. But in general, rain between now and the next 24 hours, I really zoomed in on this area. I really always worry about this area of the mountains right here, the southern mountains here in North Carolina. It seems like there's always some wild flooding in this area. And then over the next 24 hours, we could get anywhere from 2 to 4, maybe 5 inches of rain. We'll have to watch for this area. Even Greenville, Spartanburg, certainly watch for some flooding in this region of the country. So, and then, a lot of rain can fall. Watch out eastern Kentucky. Maybe a ½ inch to 1 inch of rain can fall. Hopefully you don't get it all at, all at one time. We don't need that. We never need that. So a lot of flooding is possible in the mountains, certainly. We keep this going into the northeast, and this is the area that has that moderate risk right in this region, and you see why. And just rounds of showers and storms move over the same areas over and over again. But the good news is, southern New England, this is around this evening, a lot of beneficial rain moves into the area. So we need the rain. And it's just going to be a nice soaking rain, too, for several hours. So you're going to see some rain up here. We're all thankful for that, certainly. But this moves on out, but a lot of rain going over the same areas. And, this is a lot of rain expected, all the way from West Virginia, areas of western Maryland, the entire eastern half of the state of Pennsylvania, and a large chunk of New York State, the entire southern half of New York State, northern New Jersey, southern New England, and southern sections of Vermont, New Hampshire, and then the southern sections of Maine could see anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain over the next 24 hours. So a lot of rain expected. It's going to be a rainy Labor Day, not going to be a great day for outdoor activities for a large portion of the eastern U.S. Now down here in the south central U.S., pretty quiet weather. Could see a severe storm or two in the middle of Texas, but that's really about it. Some swing showers here in Missouri and Arkansas, but very isolated in nature. You can certainly dodge them. The north central U.S., definitely quiet weather. Not really much at all going on. Really just quiet, not a whole lot. Temperatures today, rain cooled air in this section of the state. This section of the country. But where it's not raining, it'll warm up pretty nicely. Warm and humid, 80s, close to 90 degrees, and then much warmer along the southern plains, but nice conditions in the Great Lakes regions in the 60s and 70s, certainly there. As far as the tropics update, you got Tropical Storm Earl right here. This begins to move north. It's already kind of moving north right now, but notice how slow it is. And you can keep your eye down here too. There's some tropical waves flying around. And don't really focus on Danielle. Danielle's not going to really bother anybody, but we'll move through this very quickly. Bermuda's right here. Latest European. We get all the way to about midway this week. This coming, 24 hours from now, Wednesday morning. This is a full-fledged hurricane. You watch this wave. Does this become a named storm? But it looks like it's going to head out to sea regardless. But here comes this hurricane getting very close to Bermuda. It is just south of Bermuda, and then it starts to hook a little bit. But the latest Euro definitely shows impactful conditions in Bermuda, but it's just one run, so we'll watch this. And then here comes this low rider wave that I'm not concerned about, but we need to watch. But it already, actually, this is it right here. This is it. I'm sorry. I'm not concerned about it, but it's something we need to watch because it's very low. But the latest Euro gets this very close. It runs it almost through Bermuda, just east of it. But look how close it gets Hurricane Earl to like Nova Scotia now. I'm telling you, we're not done with Earl. We need to watch Earl. But this is a pretty intense signal for a low rider wave down here. It could diminish. Look at the GFS. GFS does this a little bit quicker. Gets it very close to Bermuda, which is right here, as a 945 millibar low pressure storm. That is borderline Category 5 hurricane. So, but luckily it misses it. But then look, it gets kind of looped in here, gets pushed west. Weird feature. We talked about this last night. Definitely hit up that video last night if you're confused of why there's so much confusion on Earl. Definitely. Because nothing's changed. It keeps doing this little loop-to-loop, gets very close to Newfoundland, and doesn't infect it, doesn't impact it, and it moves on out to sea. Sorry, guys. Hopped right into this video about 20 minutes out of bed. The coffee hadn't even hit yet. but the GFS does not pick up on that signal down here as the low rider. So we'll take a look at the European Ensembles. It's actually a better signal than last night's video. You show more going out to sea, not as many scattered in this area right here. So even though the operational runs are still kind of showing some wild solutions, the Ensembles look a little better, and that's definitely a better thing to look at. But you look at this wave, this is that low rider wave right here, and then the one in front of it that I mentioned, but it looks like it's heading out to sea. So that's good. So I can tell you, the activity looks pretty, high end out there. It's just, we don't know if it's going to affect anybody. We really don't. So there's a really crazy signal for that low rider down here, but it's very sloppy and not near as stout. But with Earl, the GEFS Ensembles just want this to go out to sea. They're not really showing any idea of this going west. But the European Ensembles is much different. So that's all I got, guys. Sorry for the sloppy delivery and stopping 4 minutes in the middle of the video. A lot going on, and I had to slide this in a very small amount of time. So be praying for me. It's going to be a long day. Appreciate the support. God bless all y'all, and have a great Labor Day.